Number one, I would write this down for examples on your little quiz. Let's say we have 5x squared minus 20. Now, look at your nice little handy dandy flowchart here. Can you factor out any common terms? Let me give you a hint. Yes. Yeah, you can factor out. Oops, this should be squared. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so we factored out any common terms. Then we have to decide what type of polynomial do I have. And, well, let's see where this little flowchart goes. Do I have two terms? Why, yes, as a matter of fact, I do. I have 5 times x squared minus 4. Or it might be easier to understand looking at 5x squared minus 20. Okay, so I do indeed have two terms. Now I have to determine whether it is a difference of squares so that I can factor it or, factor it some other way. Well, what does difference mean? That's right, subtraction. You guys are good. Okay, do I have a subtraction problem? Well, yes, I do. There's a subtraction sign there. Then I have to determine, well, is it a subtraction of perfect squares? And I look at my little chart down here, our handy dandy chart, right? And I look at my handy dandy chart and it says perfect squares. I look at it, I have a 4 there, and the 4 is indeed a perfect square. We know x is because it's being squared. So I do have a subtraction of perfect squares. So I'm just going to go to my formula here. Okay. I'm going to rewrite this as x squared minus, I'm going to put my 4, bless you, my son. I'm going to put my 4 as a perfect squared, which is 2 squared. Now, I do have it in A's here, so I might as well figure out what my A is. My A is that first base of the squared, which is x. My B is the base of the second square term, which is 2. So I can factor this perfect square. Don't forget the 5. My two factors are going to be a plus b and a minus b. My a happens to be x. My b is 2. And I am done. Easy peasy, right? Yeah, I'm doing this for your benefit. I'm sure you could. I don't think it's going to be a problem for you unless, kind of medical issues. Questions? Comments? Concerns? If you don't have a chart, where do you think you can probably get one? Extra copy bin of Algebra 2, yeah. Okay, let's look at number 2. Nope, we're going to look at number 2. I have 6p squared plus 15p plus 9. Okay, let's look at our flowchart. Can I factor out any common terms? Three. Very good. 3. Okay, 6p squared divided by 3. That's right, 2p squared. 15p divided by 3. And 9 divided by 3. Attaboy. Okay, now I have to decide what type of polynomial do I have. Do I have 2 terms or do I have 3 terms? I have 3 terms. It's a trinomial. So I'm going to have to use reverse FOIL guess and check method. Do you remember this? Huh? Anyone? Bueller? Okay, how do we guess and check using reverse FOIL method? Well, first of all, bring down your 3. Right? Then we have to find the factors of the f in FOIL. And the only 2 factors, 2 numbers that I multiply together to get 2 is 2 times 1. Don't have a choice. Don't have a choice, do I? Nope. Unless somebody else can figure something out. So I have to use 2p and 1p. Okay. That gets me 2p squared. Now, what about the 3, the L? I have to use 3 and 1. Now, the question here is, am I going to use 3 times 1 or 1 times 3? Well, I don't know yet. I'm not quite there yet. Okay, let's figure out the signs. They multiply, right? Multiply to a positive 3. What are my choices when I have a positive 3? 2 numbers being multiplied together. They can both be positive, or they both can be negative. Correct? With me? Okay. But they have to add up to a my O and I, right? They have to add up to a positive. So what are they going to be? Both positive or both negative? That's right, both negative. No, I'm just kidding. They're both positive. Both positive. Both positive. Okay, now somebody said we should try what? 3 and 1? Okay. So let's do the 3 and 1. The 3, 1. So let's see. Outer 2p times 1 is 2p or not to p. 3 times 1p is 3p. And again, I'm adding those together. They have to equal my 5p. And in fact, they do. So I know that it is 3 and 1. Is that a factoring chart, Donovan? Is that factoring stuff? No. What is it? Yeah. Chemistry. Ew. Actually, I didn't mind chemistry. It was okay. A lot of math. So I kind of liked it. Until my partner burned me with the Bunsen burner. They still have those Bunsen burners? Okay, you done? Did I go too slow? Did I go too fast? Perfect. Okay. Number 3. Number 3. Step 1. Can I take out any factors? Yes. 2. What else? 2, a 4. What else? Anything else? If I'm writing in pencil, what do you think is wrong? Before. Anything else? A. Okay, so what I'm actually doing is taking 2a squared, dividing it by 2a. What do I get? 1a. Okay, then I'm taking 8a, dividing it by 2a. That gets me 4. Am I done? Yep. Unless you can think of something else. Okay, number 4. Can I take out any common factors first? 4. I'm left with x squared plus x minus 1. Can I factor x squared plus x minus 1? Are you sure? What do you think, Nate? Exactly. How about you, Greg? You need a paper. What paper? That's your note packet. Oh, no. Okay. X times x is x squared. That's a minus, so one has to be plus, one has to be minus. The only way I can get 1 is 1 times 1. Does this work? See, negative x, positive x. Nope, doesn't work. Guess what? Can't be factored. Yet. And I use the word yet. Okay, number 5. Questions, comments, concerns? Number 5. Let's see. Can I take out any common factors? No. So is this a binomial, trinomial, trinomial? So I have to use reverse FOIL. This time it's set equal to 0. See, the only way I can get x squared is x times x. Let's see, I have a minus 18, so one has to be positive, one has to be negative. See, factors of 18. 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. Did I get them all? Okay, what do you want to try? 3 times 6, doesn't matter which order. 6 first. And lo and behold, I get a positive 6x, negative 3x. Add those together, and I get a positive 3x. Okay, now that equals 0 means something. I have to set each one of these factors equal to 0. Okay, x plus 6 equals 0, and x minus 3 equals 0. Subtract 6 from both sides, I get x equals negative 6. And add 3 to both sides, I get x equals 3. Now, I like to make one statement out of this. You don't have to. X equaled negative 6, comma 3. You can leave it like that. Now, what does that mean? X equal negative 6 and 3. Anybody? Anyone? Any guesses? It's the coordinates. So you're saying it should be on a coordinate plane, Cartesian plane. Okay, so let's make one up. So here's my Cartesian plane. And which axis, the x or y axis? What do you think, Nate? 6 to the left. So you're saying negative 6 over here. And then you're saying up 3. But it says x equals 3. Right 3. Okay, so here's x equals 3. What do those points mean? I would keep it. You don't have to. I would write it as a note. Or at least write down what -6 and 3 are. What are they? Yes, the coordinates, but what kind of coordinates? They are x coordinates, but what kind of x coordinates are they? What kind of shape do we have here? A parabola, right? Okay, so what do you think? What do you think -6 and 3 represent? You can do this. I know you can. We have a parabola, right? What do you think the parabola is going to go through? Not so much the vertex. These are called what? X-intercepts. All right. So we're finding the x-intercepts. When you set them equal to 0, we're finding the x-intercepts. I don't care. All right, number 6. Now, can we do these a little quicker so we get through this thing? Can I take out any common terms? No. Can I take factors, actually? What do I have? Binomial or trinomial? Binomial. Is it a difference of squares? Okay, what are my perfect squares? And my x, right? Okay, what's my a? And what's my b? That's right, my a is the base 2x, and my b is the base 5. Yep. So I get 2x plus b, which is 5, 2x minus b. Set them each equal to 0. What are my x-intercepts? Bless you, my son. Very well. Now for x, it's one of them. There are two-step equations, isn't it? Minus 5, and then what? You're going to get 2x equals -5. Then you're going to divide both sides by 2. Same with this one, right? Add 5, and then divide by 2. Get it? Did I go too fast? I did quite a few steps at once. Number 7. Can I take out any common factors? No. I have to use reverse FOIL. Okay, the 4, I have 1 times 4, 2 times 2. And the 9, I have 1 times 9, 3 times 3. Let's see, I can do the signs. They're both positive, right? I know I'm going to have an x here and an x there. All right, what do you want me to try? Two x and 2x. I'm pretty confident with that, so I'm going to do it in 10. What about the 9? 9 and 1? No? Okay, 9 times 2x 18x. 2x times 1 is 2x. Add them together, I get 20x. Does it work?
No.
No. Okay, what next? 1 and 9? How about 3 and 3? Which goes first, the 3 or the 3? Okay, 3 times 2x is 6x. 2x times 3 is 6x. 6x plus 6x is 12x. And it checks. Okay, solve for x. Because I have an equal 0. These didn't have an equal 0. So I didn't have to solve for x. Okay, this one, 2x plus 3 equals 0. This one, 2x plus 3 equals 0. Okay, subtract 3. And then we're going to divide by 2. So x equals what? Negative 3 over 2, right? Okay, what about this one? Same thing, right? So what does this mean? I have one x-intercept. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Means my vertex is on the x-axis, right? Good. All right, number 8. Number 8. Number 8. What do I do? What do I do? Anyone? Bueller? Huh? Can I affect this? You sure? It's 3, x equals 3? Actually, it is x equals 3, isn't it? Are you sure? Is that the only one? No, there's another one. 15. 86. What? What? I have to get 0 on one side first. Okay? I can't factor unless I have a 0 on one side. So I'm going to subtract 24x. Okay, 8x squared minus 24x gives me 16x. No? What does it give me? Oh, you guys are good. They're unlike terms. You can't combine them. I get my 0. Okay, follow your flow chart. Can I take out any common terms? What could I take out? Huh? Nothing? Huh? Anyone? 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 8? 8's a good one. You did? I think Alicia did. Take anything else out? Oh, say 8. I could take 24 out. I'm so confused. Is there anything else that you guys see in both terms I can take out? Like an x, right? What is 8x squared divided by 8x? That's right. I have 1x left. What's negative 20? Well, minus 9. What's 24x divided by 8x? 3. Hey, there's our 3, right? X minus 3 equals 0. So one of them is 3. Don't forget about the 8x, though. What does x have to be? 0, right? Divide both sides by 8, you get x equals 0. Questions, comments, concerns so far? We only got 4 more problems. I think we can get through this. X-intercepts, factor, completely factor, solve. We're solving because there's an equal sign. Whenever there's an equal sign, we solve. Okay. Number 9. Nate, what can I take out? Thanks, Nate. What? What? Anything else? Does that have a b? Do you guys know how to factor a negative b squared? So what should we take out along with the 2? The negative. Okay, I'm going to take out the negative 2. Negative 2b squared, or not the b squared, divided by negative 2? B squared, or go home. All right, positive 2b divided by negative 2. Minus b. Positive 60 divided by negative 2. Minus 30, right? Okay, can I factor this? Of course we can. We have to use the reverse FOIL guess and check method, right? Okay, there's only one way to get b squared. That's b times b. That's minus. So one has to be positive, one has to be negative. Now, 30. Let's see. Right. Button head. It's more of a stick head. Okay, 1 times 30. 2 times 15. 3 times 10. 5 times 6. Want to use 5 and 6? Which one's positive? See, you guys think ahead. Let's see, positive 5, negative 6, add them together, I get negative 1b. Very good. You guys are getting awesome with this. Okay, now I got to worry about my x-intercepts. All I have to worry about is set each factor equal to 0. Okay, what are my x or b intercepts? Negative 5, positive 6, right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, easy. Okay, number 10, huh? Because these guys are thinking ahead that they're already adding the 2 in their head to get negative 1b. Okay, because 5 and 6 are 1 away. If somehow, if one's plus, one's minus. So they were just thinking ahead a little bit. I mean, you could sit there and try all of them, but sometimes you just sit back and think about it for a minute. Not even a minute. You could save yourself a lot of time. Okay. Number 10, what do I do? Subtract 13x from both sides. Somebody's been listening. Okay, so I get 6x squared okay, can I take anything out? So I'm going to have to use reverse FOIL. All right, 6. I have 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. You want to use 3x and 2x? 2x first. This is a plus, So they multiply to a positive but add up to a negative. So what are my signs? No, they're both negative, right? Did you say that? Wonderful. Yeah, negative times a negative gives me the positive. They add up to a negative. Okay, 2. What do you want to do? Anyone? 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 What goes here? This might not work. Yeah, I think we're going to have to use 6x. And of course, I did this in pen, didn't I? Okay, 1 has to be 6. 6 times 2 is 12, right? And then this is my 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Yep, there we go. So negative 12, negative 1 gives me negative 13. You guys see that? Greg, I don't care. No, I don't. Okay, set each one of those equal to 0. Add 1. Divide by 6. So x equals 1/6 and x equal 2. Okay, we can get these last two done. That's why they call it the guess and check, because sometimes it doesn't work. Number 11. How do I find the area of a rectangle? Come on, you guys know this. Even Nate knows this one. Area of a rectangle. See? Greg, what's my area? There you go, 36. What's my length? What's my width? Okay, we have to get 0 on one side, right? Subtract 36. Subtract 36. So I get 0 equals, I'm going to distribute 2. I'm going to do two things at once because I can. X times x. X squared. X times minus 9. Minus 36. Okay, I have a trinomial. Okay, trinomial, which means I'm going to have to reverse FOIL. Only one way to get x squared is x times x. That's a minus. One has to be plus, one minus. What do you think? See, 1 times 36. 2 times 18. 3 times 12. 4 times 9. Any others? 6 times 6. What do you think? Which one should we try? Huh? Yep. Which one do you want negative? No, you had it right because the bigger number is negative. Okay, x plus 3 equals 0, x minus 12 equals 0, so x either equals negative 3 or positive 12. Which one do we want? It's a dimension. Yeah, we have to use 12 because you can't have a negative dimension. So my length is 12. My width is 12 minus 9 or 3. Hey, can you guys do the last one? We just did a test and quiz on it, didn't we? No. Number 12. Remember these? Remember from Friday? When does an object 64 feet high, what is that? What's 64 feet? Initial height. That's my h of 0, right? When does an object 64 feet high hit the ground? What is that? Hit the ground. X-intercept, right? After being dropped. Use h of t, I'm sorry, just h, equals negative 16t squared plus s. You guys mind if I put t in for s? It means seconds, right? Okay, don't forget the initial height. So where do we put that? At the end, right? Plus 64 is our initial height. What are you going to do with this sucker? Huh? Where are you going to put it, Nate? He's not, look, he won't even answer me. That's right, Nate. Put it in your calculator. He has no clue, does he? Nate. You junior? Wait, let me turn the recording off. Okay, I'm going forward with this. My y equals, I'm going to put negative 16 x squared plus x plus 64. Gonna graph it. Okay, I am interested in only the positive x-intercept. So I'm going to do my 0. So I'm going to hit second trace. I'm going to go to 0. Enter. Now, my cursor's at x is 0, 64. So my cursor's up here somewhere. Okay. So I'm going to bring my cursor closer to that x equal 2. So I'm going to use my right arrow, and when it gets close to x equal 2, I should be able to see my cursor. There it is. Okay, it's asking for left bound. I'm going to hit enter, right bound, enter, and I get my answer, 2.03 seconds. Now, what do you think your practice work is going to be? Yes, there's a practice sheet on the back of the. And that's your homework. 2.03 seconds. Have a nice